Good morning, student. Today we are going to start the chapter of 12th class geography, second book, The People and the Economy, chapter number 19th, Water Resources. Water resources, in this content we are going to cover the definition, and water forms and distribution, types of water uses, water availability, what are the main sources of water resources, water scarcity, watershed management, and after the last, what are the techniques and the conclusion. So let's start with the content. Water resources. India contributes about 2.45 percentage world's geography area, and about 4% of the world's water resources and about 16% of water population is being covered in our own country. India receives water from annual precipitation, that is 4,000 cubic kilometer, and surface and groundwater sources about 1869 cubic kilometer. As a whole, we can say that about 60% of water resource is beneficial used by our country. The main source of water resources are water resource, that is surface water and river water resources. Here I have shown you that the main important surface water resources, it covers about 690 kilometer cubic, and water resources which is used for the different sources about, that is domestic irrigation and industries, it's all about 634 kilometers square. Let's start with the surface water resources. Surface water resources deal with rivers, lakes, ponds, tanks. These are the main sources of surface water in India. And in all over, about rivers are the main source of water resources. As a whole in India, it about 1.6 kilometer area is covered by the rivers. The main annual flow of the river basin in India, it estimate about 1869 cubic kilometer, but only about 690 cubic kilometer, that is 32% of the water is properly used in our own country. And that too we can say this is with the help of size of catchment area, river basin, rainfall, and so on. So we can say, children, water availability in the river is more during the monsoons than other seasons. Water availability in the monsoon, that is with the help of permeable rivers, Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, they have a very large catchment area. And this catchment area of Ganga and Brahmaputra river falls into very high rainfall receiving area, and thus we can say that about 60% of the water resources is being covered by the surface water resources. Here in the diagram, it has been shown that the area covered by the much in the domestic purpose, that is in agriculture, and the more percentage is under the irrigation, and in the surface water also. In this diagram we can show that these are the areas where we have much surface water. The next is underground water resources. About 432 cubic kilometer of total replenished groundwater resources available in India. And again here where we have the permanent rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra basin, they cover 46% of the total underground water resources. The level of underground water is very high in the river basin of North India and South India part. States having a very high utilization of underground water in North India is Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Tamil Nadu. States having moderate utilization groundwater is in the states Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tripura, and Maharashtra. And low utilization of underground water are the places where we have less rainfall. And Chhattisgarh, there we can say that the rainfall, underground water surface is use is very less. In this India map, I have shown you the places, the states which are covering very large amount of water, underground water resources. And the covered part is dark covered with the maroon, that is the area Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, the area which is covering the large amount of underground water resources. This is again the picture which shows that about 54% of India's groundwater is by wells. And we are seeing that this is again the surface water with lagoons and black waters. Some of the states in the coastal lines where we have lagoons, they are the examples Kerala, Odisha, West Bengal, where we use this water for the irrigation purpose. In the same way, blackish water bodies are the water resources are used for the fishing, irrigation, that is crop and other things. These are the lagoons of India. In this map, I have shown you the main important lagoons where these lagoons are being used for the irrigation and for fishing and other purpose. Water demand and utilization. As India is an agriculture country, it is a very vast country. We say that about the use of water is much more as compared to the other country. It is said that 89% of the surface water and 92% of the groundwater is being used in agriculture purpose. Most of the development projects like River Valley projects, Bhakra Nangal, Hirakund, Damodar Valley, Nagarjun, Indira Gandhi Canal projects, all they provide an agriculture sector, and with the help of this water resources we have a high demand in the agriculture and it also increases the agriculture production. Beside this utilization, surface water and groundwater are used for domestic purpose also. That is about 90% of the surface is used for the domestic purpose and 3% is used for the surface groundwater for the agriculture purpose. The next is need of irrigation. The demand of water in our country is very high. We see that as India is an agriculture country, the distribution of water is uneven in our country. As winters and summer seasons are more or less dry in the most part of India, so without irrigation, agriculture cannot be practiced. So sometimes we want more water for agriculture crops like rice, sugarcane, jute. So intensive water is required for these crops. So there is a high demand for water for irrigation in our country. In spite of this, we have irrigation helps us for the multiple cropping also. And for this purpose, to increase the agriculture productivity, along with the HYV seeds, we require water. So you can see that in India, in the middle part, that is Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, about 80% of the net source area is used for irrigation purpose. So very high percentage is used in Punjab and Haryana, Uttar Pradesh for the irrigation, water for irrigation purpose. Here is the diagram where you see. Now when we say there is a need of water resources, there is an emergency water problems also. Rapid growth, the basic problem is rapid growth in population and pollution from the various sources like industries, agriculture and domestic sources are the major problems which are responsible for declining the availability of water. The per capita availability of water in India is decreasing day by day. and we are facing the water crisis. And in the same way, where we have a water crisis, the quality is also deteriorating. The water quality is also, it is deteriorating. That means unwanted foreign substances, yeah, you can say water is polluted due to the microorganisms, chemical industries and other waste. Apart from this, the toxic substances are responsible for the water pollution, and by dissolving this into the lakes, streams, rivers, ponds and oceans, the water quality is been declining. Sometimes this pollutant sleep down to the pores on the underground water, and most of the India's rivers are polluted, and the most polluted rivers in India are Ganga and Yamuna. So these are the causes, that main source of pollution we have in, that is agriculture, industries. And here in this diagrams I have shown you that due to the agriculture also, industries also and foreign wastage use also, we see that the water is being polluted. Now, how to conserve it? The most important factor is that when we say that water is being polluted, there is a need of water. The thing is arise that how to conserve the water. The conservation and management part, it becomes very important in our country. How we are going to make a balanced between it. So water conservation is the thing where we can apply the watershed management for the sustainable development, and maintaining the quality life of government should encourage people to adopt watershed development programs. In here we can use the rainwater harvesting techniques. We can use the reuse of water, use of water for the availability and to increase the quality of water for a long period of time. This is, we can apply the watershed management programs. We can do rainwater harvesting techniques. So that is a traditional, and we can, like for example, tanka, cool, falodi. These are the basic rainwater techniques where we used to collect the rainwater and then we are using it for the irrigation and household activities. In the purpose is that we are storing the water also, and the other is the level of water table will also be increased, the soil erosion problem will also be reduced, and the soil humidity level will also be increased. So with the basic techniques of rainwater harvesting, we can do watershed and water conservation methods. The prevention of water pollution. The best important is that, as we say that availability of water resources are shrinking with a faster rate, we see that the hilly areas are less denser population, and thus there we have a very high quality of water in their lives. Whereas when we move towards the plains where the population is very dense population and they have a very low quality of water in their lives. And here water is widely used for irrigation, domestic work and for the industrial works. Plains also contribute more in the polluting water sources by draining agriculture waste, insecticide, pesticide, solid or domestic wastes and industrial wastes. And we see that during the summers, the concentration of pollutants in rivers are very high because there we have low amount of water which is unable to flow these pollutants. So water, to maintain the water quality, what the center has to monitor, that is CPCB, that is Central Pollution Central Board, and with this collaboration of the state pollution control boards. Both the bodies, they have to collaborate it and analyze the data that how much rivers of India are most polluted by the organic and bacterial pollution. It has been found out that Europe that Yamuna river is the most polluted river in the country, and the most important part which is highest polluted by the river Yamuna is from Delhi to Etawah, and other in the India's country, that is other rivers Sabarmati, Ganga, Gomti, Kali, all are also the rivers which pollute the areas of a specific period. So that is, we have to make the preventions. In this map of India, I have shown you the polluted areas and the rivers where much water level is being polluted. These areas are being covered by the agriculture or by the industries, and with this we can say that the area is being polluted by this. How to control it? How to prevent it? The government has to take so many steps to minimize the water pollutant, and in this we had, the government has made Prevention and Control of Pollution Environmental Protection Act in 1986, where we have to reduce the water pollution, and in this they have made that pollutant factors remedies, that whenever there should be a outlet not to be mixed with the main rivers, and this industries outlet should be not been directly linked to the rivers, and the other technique is recycle and reuse of water. Recycle and reuse in the simple and best way to conserve fresh water and make it available for all. Industries can also, water of low quality can be waste by cooling and firefighting, which can be decrease the cost of water from them and conserve fresh water. So that is recycle and reuse of the water that can be used in the industries and for the domestic purpose also. And that water can be collected after bathing and washing utensils, household activities like washing clothes, car can be better option for cleaning it. So today is the time where we have to be alert and be aware of recycle and use of the water. So this is the practice that we have to do it all together. The other is watershed management. Basically it refers to the efficient management and conserving the surface water. The basic management is that how we are going to use the efficient use of surface water, that is the groundwater resources, prevention of the surface rainfall, storage and recharge the groundwater. Storage and recharge of the groundwater by different ways like accumulation of pools, tankers, for these recharge waters, and by regeneration and judicious use of natural resources and human resources, we have to create a balance among the natural elements so that we can change and we can adapt the watershed management in a very judiciously. There are various watershed programs and management both run by the government as well as the state. And the best example of watershed development is by Haryali. It has been sponsored by the state government, and this is by the Gram Panchayat of different villages executed in the public participation. These programs enable people to conserve water from various uses like drinking, irrigation, fishing and afforestation. According to Haryali also, Niru and Miru, that is water and you, this harvest program, rainwater harvest program is started in Andhra Pradesh, Arvi Pani Pasand is in Rajasthan, and so on. So watershed development programs are being collaborated by state as well as central government. Under these programs, tanks, ponds, check dams, etc. are being constructed where water is being accumulated and it is used for the public participation. So, Tamil Nadu is the only state which has made the construction of water harvesting structures compulsory in the houses. So, now it's a time that everyone should be aware of it and should understand the value of water. The construction of the building without the structure of water harvesting is not allowed there. Despite of having such programs, now the people in India should aware about the rainwater harvesting and management, and we can engage the people to participate in such programs. In this technique, we can say also the rainwater harvesting, which is a cheap and the environmental friendly technique, and this practice rainwater harvesting is done from the past years. It is a traditional methods also. So the best is today, the benefit are that it increase the water availability, check and decline the underground water level, it improves the quality of groundwater, it prevents from the flooding and soil erosion, it can be used to acid salt water in the coastal areas. If it is also recharge the water, so there are numerous methods of harvest rainwater in India. In traditional rainwater harvesting technique, water is usually collected in any surface of water body, that can be lakes, ponds, irrigation tanks and other rural in techniques, and the people used to accumulate that water, that is kund or tank or falodi. They used to cover, they used to storage that, and this technique is all over spread in our country India. So rainwater harvesting structure is even in open space, even on the rooftop of the houses. They are collected water, they use it for the domestic purpose, and by the large number of the people, we use the rainwater harvesting, and it reduces the dependency of groundwater. So this is the best technique where we can use the rainwater into the best use of agriculture as well as for the domestic purpose. So this is the watershed programs and the methods which have been shown here, that is kund, tank, falodas, where the water has been accumulated and it is used it for the domestic as well as for the social purpose. So we can solve the water scarcity with the help of these techniques, and we can use the brackish water also in the coastal areas. Another thing is by interlinking the rivers of our country, we can also use the water surplus areas to the water deficit areas also. By interlinking also, we can solve the problem of water scarcity in our country. This has been highlighted by the government by the Indian National Water Policy 2002. The main objective of this national policy was to accumulate an accumulation of the water. Priority was given for the drinking water. The main objective of the National Water Policy 2002 was for the drinking water, irrigation, hydropower, navigation, industrial and other use. The main objective of this policy was first that to provide water to all human beings and animals, regular monitoring of the surface and groundwater quality, create awareness of water as a scarce resources, create conservation and consciousness among the people through education, regulation, insecticides and efficiency of it. So this was all about the water resources. I hope you have understood it. Thank you for your attention. Have a good day. Thank you.